All right, here we are. We're diving into a. It's going to be quick. It's nothing long or drawn out or anything like that. But we're going to flip through a couple of scriptures, and we'll flip through a couple of scriptures and go from here. Where's First John? I'm going to go to first. Turn your Bibles to First John. Where's mine? First John. We're going to look at chapter 5, verse 18. Chapter 5, verse 18. It says, "We know that whosoever is born of God sinneth not, but he that is begotten of God keepeth himself, and the wicked one toucheth him not." He that is begotten of God keep himself. You're going to keep yourself from sin. You're going to keep yourself from foolishness. And the wicked one can't touch you. Satan, the devil, his demons, his imps, all of it. But the wicked one can't touch you when you keep yourself. And I always tell people, man, God will keep you if you want to be kept, but God will also keep you even when you don't want to be kept. Why? For the purpose of his plan. God has a way of keeping you even when you want to surrender. God will still keep you. Isn't that so wonderful? But in this verse, I want to read verse 19 as well. "And we know that we are of God, and the whole world liveth in wickedness. And we know the Son of God is come and hath given us an understanding." This is verse 20. "That we may know him that is true, and we are in him that is true, even in his Son, Jesus Christ." This one here is Satan hates you. People say, "Oh man, the devil, the devil, the devil." No, Satan hates you. And it's going to be real quick. It may even be 5 minutes. Who knows? But I just need to let you know that Satan hates you. Satan directs all evil plans of deception. So if you've ever had a plan in your mind to deceive anyone, to lie to anyone, to cover, people say, "Oh, it's just a white lie." You still lied. But to cover anything, to covet anything, any type of thought of that, any type of action that acts on that thought is a direct plan of deception from Satan. You can't hide it. Every plan that you had, every plan that you orchestrated, everything that you demanded that was not of God, that you were doing, regardless of how you may have felt or what the situation was that you were in, it was a plan directed from Satan because he's the king and the god of deception. Small K, king. He's not the king, he's a small K. His signature is all over anything like that. When you start hiding, when you start lying, when you start covering up, when you start, "No, that's not true. No." Like, who's that? Y'all got to forgive me. Biz Marquis, he's just a friend. When you start doing that, Satan's signature is all over it. Or she's just a friend. Satan's signature is all over it. But you have to understand, it festers and it grows, and it's no longer talking. It's no longer, sending pictures or whatever these folks do. Send pictures. It's no longer texting. It's no longer saying things, back and forth to each other. It's no longer doing all of that. Now you have to put in a plan of action to make it happen. Because it has gone so far that if you don't make good on the lie that you told or the lie that you telling, then the person that you lying to or trying to get or wanting to be with is going to discover your lie. So you have to carry out the plan of deception and the evilness of Satan in order for your plan to even look like the truth. That's powerful. You've been lying to somebody else so much that if you don't continue to lie, if you don't carry out the lie, then that person's going to discover you a liar. That's the biggest thing now, marriages, relationship issues. In Christendom, divorce is high, very high. And it's all because of one thing, selfishness. It's just selfishness. No one, I won't say no one, because you always have one that wants it or wants to stay in, and you always have that one that doesn't. You know, for whatever reason it may be. But no one wants to work. No one wants to put anything in. And they would rather go and find something else while they're married. Not when it's over. While they're married, get into a relationship, build that relationship. While they're already married, they're over here building a relationship. You know, the I love yous and all this other stuff over here, not over here, but over here. And now I got to get rid of you in order to make this look true. Powerful, but that's what we're doing. Satan directs all evil plans of deception. And deception comes in so many ways. Deception in homes, deception in marriages, deception in this place that people call church or the church system. There's always deception. You know, Satan hates the fact, and this is what we really have to understand. Satan hates the fact that you are in the image of God. That's real easy. How'd you like that one? Like, why does Satan hate me so much? Why is he after me? Satan hates the fact that you are in the image of God. That's what he hates. Because he is not in the image of God. He's an angel, a fallen angel. But he hates the mere fact that you are in the image of God. And whatever he can do to smear your image and make God not look at you or want to deal with you, man, he's happy. Every relationship that Satan destroys or have his hand in, he's victorious. Why? Because he will never have a relationship with God ever again. His relationship is servant. So what does he want to do? Servant relationships. You are made in the image of God. Satan hates that. You're the apple of God's eye. Satan hates that. And he hates God for it. And he also hates that he will never be God. So the sooner you understand the hate plan of Satan, the better off you'll be. Now here's another deception. And I was talking with a brother today, and we was dealing with how Jesus, you know, sewed these cords together and ran all these folks out of the temple, the money changers that were selling and all this other crazy stuff like that. And he drove them out. And the people looked at him like, oh man, this dude's crazy. People always think folks are crazy when they're doing the right thing. Or when they're following God. You crazy. No one would ever do that. No, you don't know what God told them to do. You know what God instructed them to do. But you can call them crazy all day long. Newsflash for anybody that's out there. Don't call nobody on their phone. The phone they pay for. The phone that's theirs. The phone that you don't give them a dime towards, and call them crazy. You crazy for calling somebody's phone, calling them crazy. You better off just leave them alone. If that's what you think, fine. That's your opinion. That's cool. But when you call somebody's phone and call them crazy, you've now become insane. Because you actually want somebody to listen to you call them crazy on their phone that they pay for. Not good. Not good at all. Just be glad that respect was still given. You don't have to lie to folks and talk about somebody did something. No, respect was still given to the utmost. So let's kill all the rumors. No one was disrespected. But don't call nobody phone, call them crazy, and then expect somebody to give you the utmost, highest regard. No, you'll be respected, but you will be dismissed. So that you're not disrespected the way you disrespected the person when you call them. That's the best thing I can say to that. And I'm going to leave it right there. Now, if somebody else want to talk about it, fine. But he hates the fact that you are in the image of God. He hates the fact that God loves you and God made you in his image. And he also hates the fact that he would never be God. And again, the very thing that we applauded Jesus for doing, running the people out of the temple, the money changers, you know, when you sit back and you look at the systems today, I mean, really sit back and look at the systems today. All, not just, you know, in your city or your state or whatever, but all over the world. How the so-called temple has become a marketplace. I mean, we're selling everything, man. We're selling everything. We're selling coffee, man. We're selling donuts. We're selling candy. We're selling peanuts, popcorn. I mean, you name it. We're selling everything. I don't want nobody to be like, oh, man, this dude tripping. Look at this. Jesus ran these folks out for selling stuff in the temple. This house, he said, my father's house was be called a house of prayer. That's it. Nothing else should be going on in there. Prayer, instructions, that's it. Just prayer. All this selling. We've gotten to the place now to where commerce has become everything. Budget. We got budgets. We got all kinds of stuff going on. And I'm a firm believer that whatever God called, whatever God hand is on, God has an obligation and a responsibility to take care of it. Anyone led by God should be sleeping good, eating good, relaxing, chilling. Why? Because God got it. When you sitting up, tossing, turning, and this and that, that's not God. It's not God. But it would do us good. It really would do us good to understand and go back and look at the blueprint of God. Look at it. Break out the plumb line of God. See if we're doing things according to what God wanted. So many people are trying to move in these modes with the millennials and do this and do that. And this is not a show. It's not an entertainment center. It's a house of God. The temple's supposed to be. That was a temple, and the temple was truthfully used for going in and lobbying one with another for debating and so forth and so on and getting the instructions. And then it was it. Because many folks traveled from house to house to house to house. There was 10 roofs of houses just to get the word out. But that's something that you don't hear about because of commerce. So we really need to understand that Satan is out to deceive. He hates you. And it's through vain words that Satan can get you is in trouble with God. And it's when you enter into vanity, now Satan has you in trouble with God. Now God can actually do something against you. But Satan plays with you the entire time to get you to fall into that snare. His main plan is to get you to go against God. And that was the biggest thing with the children in the times of old. They would get them to worship or idolize false gods, and that would always get them in trouble, and it will always kindle the wrath of God. Nothing has changed. Satan is still doing the very same thing as far as doing his best to deceive, doing his best to cover, doing his best to hide and get you in trouble with God, to get you to do something that God don't want you to do. Okay? And God never, I need y'all to understand this, God never dealt with black and white. Never. That's why Satan is the author of division. When you see people separating and going, that's Satan. Satan's in there. Satan's all in there. Satan is the author of division. Satan is the author of strife. Satan is the author of all this racism that's going around in this world. All of that. All that's him. I just got to keep y'all fighting. If I can keep you fighting, I keep you against each other, I got it won. Because God never deals in black and white. God only deals with darkness and light. Imagine that. Satan hates you because you're in the image of God. Satan hates you because God made you in his image. And Satan hates you because he will never be God. Stop letting the devil creep in and destroy the things that God has placed in your life. Do better. Walk like Christ. Live like Christ. Love like Christ. Until we meet again, bless you.